That was especially for me. Because of course I'm nervous, but when I look at all these faces, and especially your outfits, I feel so much better. So welcome to another glorious Radical Sparkle Re-Wedding, number 10. It's huge, right? So special. So welcome friends, family, freaks, even bystanders, if you come and join us, which they usually do. We are here to really be celebrating Jared and Justine, but to be celebrating life and death, which is a beautiful subject, a beautiful theme that of course these very brave souls chose as a way for all of us to celebrate that together. So because you get where we are, so we would like to invite or evoke ancestors from beyond, pets from beyond, friends, lovers, anybody right now has any noise they can make, any invite, any bells, any rattling, breathing. Come join us. This is why we're here. And why are we asking them to join us? Well, I thought because we are all about radical sparkle inclusivity. Yeah. So again, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to mention that I am going to be plagiarizing, and if you have a problem with that, I'm sure there's a lawyer in the crowd or somebody who knows something, but it's too much to be quoting people, so some of the things are just meshed with my own words. I'm also going to be sometimes saying l'chaim after something I say. I'd love it if you join me. I think you're going to be able to feel it and tell where it is. So I'm going to start with Mary Oliver for the moment. Believe us, they say. It is a serious thing just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world. I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. To something and everything, l'chaim. L'chaim. So of course, leave it to Jared and Justine to bring us face to face with some very uncomfortable topics. During a wedding, no doubt. But if you know these lovely people, you know they are wide open to the fullness of life. And that could be seen in the way they include their community into their lives, making all of our lives much richer for it. You can witness this in the way they celebrate, the way they express their uniqueness, their loud pants, or how they rub their red noses on the windows of convention. How deeply they dive with those they love, how they never shy away from long hugs or slow falling tears. They never shy away from big feelings or big questions, and they are always sharing their love and children with us. Look at that, how perfect is that? Everything from their sad clown weddings, my personal favorite, to their ridiculous gender-bending ferry rides across the bay. These people are not the Diet Coke of life. They are the real thing. They are the radical sparkle. Too radical and sparkle, l'chaim. L'chaim. So it is also no surprise that these fine folks are willing to use their re-wedding to help us as a community cathartically share some inevitable consequences of being humans. Things like grief, loss, and even death. Why? Because it is not a full life without it. I'm not saying, this is quotes, I'm not saying we should love death, but rather that we should love life so fully and generously that we stop picking and choosing what we like. Yes. And instead automatically include life's other half, like we do for our loved ones. Our greatest consciousness will be achieved when we are at home in both realms, both worlds, and see that we are nourished by both. This crazy ride is all about impermanence and unpredictability. It is simultaneously wonderful and terrifying. To joyous wonder and crippling terror, l'chaim. I like the crippling terror. So while the subject may make some of us feel uncomfortable, this passage rings true. There's nothing wrong with grief. It's a natural extension of love. It's a healthy and sane response to life. That grief feels bad does not make it bad. I want to say that again. Just because grief feels bad does not make it bad. Adding to that, just because I feel crazy doesn't make me crazy. I don't know if anybody can relate. It's a feeling. Feelings are like weather. They come and they go. Grief is a part of love. Love for life, love for self, love for others, even love for places, for a time, for a particular age. What you are feeling, painful as it is love. And love is really hard, excruciating at times, thus so is grief. Grief needs to be addressed not as a pathology or a place for false hope, but as part of love. It is often said that grief is simply love that has nowhere to go. Thus it is still love. I just love that. I'm going to say it again. Grief is simply love that has no place to go. Thus it is still love. And love, you're going to like this one, is simply grief that has not yet slipped from view. They're the same. They're the same. Okay, I promise to make some jokes. So, to loving and grieving, l'chaim. We're going to make it through. So while it may make us feel uneasy, death is our friend precisely because it brings us into absolute and passionate presence with all that is here. All that is natural, all that is love, and all that is now. What a gift. If you think about it, we all started dying from the moment that we started breathing. How weird is that? So, it really struck me. So it really has been with us from the beginning, not just arriving at the end, as some people refer to it and think of it. It has been with us and in us all along. Death is not the opposite of life, but an intrinsic part of it. So we would do better by making friends with it, stop cursing it, and accept life's paradoxical nature. This is where we can relax. Here is where we can experience peaceful reverence and surrender. What is most important is now the ever-changing, ever-confusing, ever-glorious, ever-smelly, ever-ridiculousness of spinning around on a rock for just a blink of an eye. So let's feel all the emotions and drink up all the experiences we can encounter. I mean, most of you folks are poly anyway, so it's time to openly date all emotions. And respectfully share them with others with appropriate boundaries.
After party.
As we,
Is there a safe word?
as a favorite poet of a lot of people here, the only true courage in life is to live life totally. Thank you, Charles. To poly emotions and passionate presence, l'chaim. That makes me laugh. Poly emotions. The biggest gift you can give yourself or give those around you is to be absolutely present. And when you're worrying about whether you are hopeful or hopeless, a pessimist or an optimist, a top or a bottom, a clown or a Santa, who cares? The main thing is that you show up, that you're here, and that you're finding even more capacity to love this up world and love those you are sharing it with. I truly believe we are so much greater than the sum of our parts. I would swear that this community operates like one single pulsating living organism. I feel that all the time. You watch where people pick up where other people fall. You watch where people play to their strengths when it comes to helping out others. It's really something to behold. It seems that many of us grew up being accustomed to feeling different, being the misfit, the black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the lightning rod, or the sponge for uncomfortable emotions. Anybody? I feel like that's what brings us together, because now we celebrate our imperfections, our weirdness. We make room for each other to be who we are. We help release each other from suffocating expectations. We stand in water in a holy place and just wait to see what happens. There is deep tenderness in our community for raw or ravaged souls. Our community is not about perfectly copacetic relationships or matching ideals. It is about being there, showing up and participating for love, for grief, for life, for death, in sickness or in health. We truly take care of each other as one breathing, quivering organ of love. It's quite remarkable. How lucky are we? To community being greater than the sum of its parts, l'chaim. So what is the secret of life? Are you guys wondering when this is going to end?
Cool.
What is the secret to life? The secret is awareness. Don't grope in the darkness unless you have consent. Don't walk in sleep. Don't walk in full awareness. I believe knowing our mortality intimately offers us this chance. Let your love, let our grief deepen our lives, deepen our connection to community, because we can't control a thing. So let our brokenness, our rage, or our denial, our joys, our hopes, our fears, our dreams, and even our nightmares that sometimes come true, let it all inspire our lives, because this is our universally shared experience of being mortal. To all the mortal clowns on the bus, L'chaim. Would you like to do your vows, or you want one more quote?
Go.
So this is my sending note, again with Mary Oliver. When it's over, I want to say all my life I was a bride married to amusement. I was the groom taking in the world into my arms. To the bride and groom, L'chaim.
L'chaim.
All right, now it's all you guys. Are you ready for your vows? For you. You're very welcome.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for dealing with a hard thing to talk about, and for something that a lot of us were feeling really immediately. Thank you. I have some promises that I have to make. I promise to bring you tissues when you cry. But I don't have it.